The story begins with Do Minji, a woman who spent her entire 20s believing in one thing: that love, if you work hard for it, will never betray you. Minji works as a marketing assistant in a mid-sized Korean publishing company. She is not rich, not privileged, not extraordinary. She's simply normal. A woman who shows up early, stays late, and hopes that one day her boyfriend of 7 years will finally choose her over his career. Her boyfriend, Han Jae-min, is handsome, charming, ambitious, the type of man everyone likes instantly. But he is also the type of man who loves being liked, a little too much. The couple live inside what Minji believes is a stable relationship. But the truth begins to show in small cracks. Jae-min cancels dates last minute. He hides his phone when messages arrive. He forgets special occasions. He becomes distant, cold, unreachable. And worst of all, he stops saying, "I love you." Minji tells herself he's just stressed. She keeps waiting. She keeps trying. She keeps believing. Her friends warn her, "Minji, wake up. He's not the man you think he is." But she smiles through their concerns, convinced that loyalty will be rewarded, until the night everything collapses. Minji arrives at Jae-min's apartment with homemade dinner, ready to surprise him. But she is the one who gets surprised. Inside his living room, she finds him laughing, drinking wine, and holding hands with a woman Minji has never seen before. A beautiful, glamorous colleague from his office. The moment freezes. Jae-min jumps to his feet, shocked to see her. The woman smirks. Minji's heart shatters. He tries to explain, "It's not what it looks like. We were just..." But Minji already knows. 7 years, gone in seconds. She leaves without saying a word. And the next morning, in a cold, emotionless text message, he ends their relationship. "Let's take a break. I don't think this is working anymore." That is the moment Minji's love ship sails without her. The moment she realizes that no amount of loyalty can fix a man who doesn't choose you. But what she doesn't know yet is this: her life is about to take a turn far bigger than heartbreak. A new job, a new man, a new destiny, and a version of herself she never thought she could become. After the heartbreak that shattered her world in a single night, Xiaoyu wakes up the next morning feeling like she's living inside someone else's body. The apartment is too quiet. Her phone is full of unread messages, all from people she doesn't want to hear from. And worse, the place where his things used to be now feels like a wound. But she forces herself out of bed. Because if she stays down today, she might never get up again. She washes her face, ties her hair, and whispers to her reflection, "You don't need him, you only need yourself." It's not true, not yet, but she wants it to be. A new life begins. But the past follows. Xiaoyu arrives at work earlier than usual. The office feels colder, heavier. Or maybe it's simply that she's noticing things she ignored before. Her co-workers stare at her a little too long. Some whisper, some pretend to be sympathetic. Some are smiling behind her back. Rumors travel faster than truth. Everyone knows she was supposed to get married this year. Everyone knows who her fiancé was. Everyone saw him last week with someone else. But Xiaoyu walks straight to her desk, straightens her files, and starts working as if nothing happened. Her boss, Director Chen, calls her into his office. She expects criticism. She expects comments. She expects pity. Instead, he says, "I'm assigning you to a new project. It's a high-profile one. Do well, and you'll lead the whole department." She tries to hide her shock. Her ex was always her shadow, present in everything she did, everything she achieved. Now she has to stand alone. But maybe that's a good thing. Xiaoyu nods professionally. I'll take it. The project that changes everything. The new project is bigger than anything she expected. A collaboration with Luan Group, a major company known for being ruthless in business. The representative they're working with, a man known in the corporate world as Mr. Han, the untouchable negotiator. A man feared for his sharpness, a man respected for his discipline, a man rumored to be impossible to handle. But he's not the problem. The problem is, he is also the man who saw her at her weakest on the night of her breakup. Because Mr. Han was the stranger in the cafe who handed her tissues, saying nothing, judging nothing. She didn't even notice his face that night, but he noticed her. He recognized the pain in her eyes, the type of pain no businessman can hide with a suit. And now, they must work together. The first meeting. Fire without flames. Xiaoyu walks into the boardroom holding her laptop tightly. Everyone stands when Mr. Han enters. He looks different than she remembers. Cold eyes, sharp jawline, hair styled immaculately, a presence that fills the entire room. Their eyes meet. For a moment, he softens, just a little. She doesn't understand why. He doesn't explain. But when the meeting begins, everyone sees something strange. Mr. Han, the man who usually tears presentations apart, listens to Xiaoyu's words carefully. He asks serious questions, but his tone is never harsh with her. He challenges her ideas, but never humiliates her. He corrects her numbers, but does it respectfully. The team is shocked. Why is the untouchable negotiator being gentle? When she finishes her presentation, he simply says, "Good work, but you can push it further." She nods. He adds quietly, only for her to hear, "Don't shrink, you're better than that." Those words hit her harder than the breakup did, because for the first time in days, she feels seen. The past strikes again, but happiness never stays long in her life. During lunch, Xiaoyu receives a message she never wanted to see. A photo, a familiar hand, a familiar watch, her ex-fiancé, holding the waist of another woman. And below the picture, a single sentence. They're getting married fast. Her breath stops, her fingers shake, her vision blurs. She rushes to the restroom, trying to breathe, trying not to cry. She fails. She breaks down again. But this time, she's not alone. A deep voice echoes behind her. "Don't let this destroy you again." It's him, Mr. Han. She wipes her eyes quickly, embarrassed. "Please, don't pity me." He shakes his head. "I don't pity you, I understand you." Something in his voice makes her freeze. Because it's not softness, it's experience. Pain recognizes pain, and Mr. Han has his own scars. Ones he keeps buried deep beneath his perfect exterior. He hands her a handkerchief the same way he did that first night, silently, respectfully. But this time, she looks him in the eyes. Something electric passes between them. Not romance, not comfort. Something deeper. Possibility. The ex returns. With a secret. Later that afternoon, Xiaoyu gets called into the lobby. She walks out and sees him, her ex, standing there, holding flowers, acting like nothing happened. Her heart sinks. Co-workers watch from a distance, whispering. He smiles like a man who did nothing wrong. "Can we talk?" She shakes her head, but he steps closer. "Xiaoyu, I made a mistake." She freezes. He continues, "I want you back." Her chest tightens. The words she used to dream of hearing now make her sick. But before she can respond, Another voice cuts through the air sharply. She said no. Everyone turns. Mr. Han stands behind her, calm but intimidating. Her ex glares. Who are you? Han answers simply, the man she works with, and the man who won't let you disrespect her again. The entire building falls silent. Her ex grips his flowers tightly, humiliated. He storms out. Xiao Yu stares at Mr. Han in shock. He looks away and says quietly, "Don't let broken people pull you back into their darkness." She doesn't respond. She can't. Because for the first time in years, someone is protecting her without asking for anything in return. And for the first time, she wonders if her life is finally shifting towards something new. Something stronger. Something she deserves. Something that might eventually look like love. The morning sun rises over Seoul, but the warmth never reaches Yoon Ha-rin's apartment. Her mind is still racing with everything she discovered the night before. The messages, the hidden photos, the late-night calls her fiancé Seo Min-jun tried so hard to hide. She looks at her reflection in the bathroom mirror, eyes tired, heart bruised. But there is something new beneath all that pain. Clarity. Ha-rin whispers to herself, if he's keeping secrets, then I deserve to know why. The distance that won't hide Min-jun acts normal that morning. Too normal. He makes her coffee, gives her a soft smile, pretends nothing is wrong, but Ha-rin watches him carefully. Every smile feels rehearsed. Every gesture feels suspicious. Every word feels heavy. He leaves for work earlier than usual. And for the first time, Ha-rin does something she never imagined doing. She follows him. Not because she wants to catch him cheating, but because she wants to understand what broke between them. The mystery woman. Min-jun arrives at a tall glass building, a company Ha-rin has never heard of. He rushes inside, nervous, constantly checking his phone. Minutes later, Ha-rin sees a woman step out of a black car. Tall, elegant, wearing a white coat and carrying an expensive handbag. Her presence is intimidating, her confidence unnatural, and then she walks directly into the same building. Ha-rin's heart sinks, but instead of running away, she steps closer. She needs to know. She deserves to know. The files that change everything. Inside the lobby, Ha-rin overhears employees whispering, "Isn't that Director Han Soo-ah?" She's Min-jun's department head. They say she promoted him out of nowhere. The pieces begin fitting together. The late nights, the secret calls, the sudden promotions Min-jun never explained. Ha-rin feels dizzy. Is this the woman he's been hiding? She slips into the elevator after Suaz leaves, timing her steps perfectly. When they reach the executive floor, Suaz disappears into a private office. Ha-rin stands alone in the hallway until she sees something shocking, a folder. Min-jun's name printed on it. She opens it. Inside, performance reports, private photos, travel receipts, emails, all marked with the same signature, Han Soo-ah. And then she sees the detail that freezes her in place. Subject, relocation request. Singapore office employee, SEO Min-jun requested by Director Han Soo-ah. Reason, confidential. Ha-rin's hands tremble. Min-jun wasn't just hiding a woman. He was preparing to leave Korea without her. The confrontation that breaks the silence that evening. Min-jun returns home as if nothing happened. But Ha-rin stands in the living room holding the folder. He tries to speak. She raises her hand. For the first time since they met, she doesn't smile. She doesn't soften. She doesn't protect his feelings. Her voice is steady. How long were you planning to run away? Min-jun's face turns pale. His breath catches. He tries to lie, but Ha-rin places the documents on the table. He tries to explain, but the look in her eyes silences him. Tears fill her eyes, not from pain, but from realizing she wasted years loving a man who couldn't be honest for 1 minute. "You didn't just break my trust," she whispers. "You broke the person I became because of you." Min-jun looks at her like a man drowning, but Ha-rin refuses to save him. Not this time. The decision that changes her life. She packs her things quietly. No screaming, no begging, no drama. Just a woman choosing herself for the first time. As she reaches the door, Min-jun tries to grab her arm. "Ha-rin, please, let me explain." She pulls her hand away gently. "You had years to explain. I'm done waiting." The door closes softly behind her, but Min-jun hears it louder than a thunderstorm. Inside, he collapses. Outside, Ha-rin breathes for the first time. Freedom hurts, but lies hurt more. And without knowing it, her life is about to cross paths with someone who will turn her world upside down. Someone she never expected. Someone who sees her pain even before she tells him. Someone whose story is tangled with hers in ways she cannot imagine. But that. The next morning felt strangely quiet. Almost too quiet. As if the universe itself was holding its breath. Junha woke up earlier than usual, unable to shake the uneasiness curling inside his chest. For days he had been sensing something strange. The tension in the air, the pressure behind every conversation, the unanswered questions that Hana kept burying under fake smiles. But nothing prepared him for what he was about to discover. The first crack in the lie, Hana left the house before sunrise. No goodbye, no note, no explanation, just silence. This wasn't like her. She was distant lately, yes. Distracted, guarded even. But disappearing like a shadow? That wasn't Hana. Junha tried calling. Once, twice, 10 times. No answer. He rushed through the kitchen looking for any clue. A message, a leftover schedule, anything. And then he saw it. A printed email lying on the table, half crumpled. As if Hana tried to throw it away but changed her mind at the last second. The title read, FYI. Your requested file. Additional evidence included. There was a second page attached, but page 2 was missing. Junha froze. Evidence? Requested by who? About what? And why would Hana hide it? Something was wrong. Badly wrong. The missing page. Determined to understand, Junha rushed straight to the office, skipping breakfast, ignoring calls, ignoring everyone. He logged into Hana's shared computer station hoping to find the email, but her inbox was empty, completely empty, deleted, wiped clean. Not a single trace left behind. His heartbeat grew louder in his ears. Someone, or Hana herself, erased everything. But why? Junha clicked through folders until one small detail caught his eye. A hidden folder named Travel Records. Confidential. The second he opened it, his breath caught in his throat. Inside were flight itineraries, hotel bookings, timestamps, and pictures, all connected to one single date, a date Hana always refused to talk about. The night she told him, "Let's forget it. It means nothing now." But the truth was very different. The discovery. Inside the folder was a picture. A grainy security capture from a hotel lobby. At first glance, it looked normal, but then his eyes focused. He recognized Hana. She wasn't alone. She was standing close, too close, to another man. A man Junha had never seen before. Tall, well-dressed, hand on her back, smiling down at her like they shared a secret no one else was supposed to know. Junha felt his chest collapse. He had always trusted Hana, always believed her when she said she only loved him, always thought their marriage, though imperfect, still had a foundation. But this picture, this one moment frozen in time, shattered everything. Why did she hide this? Who was that man? And what was the evidence in the missing page? The shocking phone call. His phone rang violently, snapping him out of his thoughts. Unknown number. He answered. A cold, composed voice spoke. Mr. Junha, you need to stop searching. Junha stiffened. Who is this? Someone trying to save you from a truth you're not prepared for. Junha clenched his jaw. What truth? A long silence followed, until the voice whispered, Your wife didn't leave you. She left to protect you. Then the line cut. Junha stared at the phone, trembling. Protect him? From what? Why would Hana run from him to protect him? The more he thought about it, the more sickening possibilities surfaced. The man in the picture, the erased emails, the evidence, the hidden travel records. None of it was random, and Hana wasn't running from their relationship. She was running from someone, or worse, from something she discovered. The confrontation at the abandoned pier by evening, Junha pieced together the final clue. A GPS ping from Hana's last known location. An old pier on the outskirts of the city. A place Hana never visited. At least as far as he knew, he rushed there without thinking. The sky was dark. Waves crashed violently against the wood. Fog wrapped the entire place like a scene from a thriller. Junha's heart pounded. Hana! His voice echoed into the empty night, no response. He ran deeper along the pier, past broken lamps, past damaged boats, until he saw a silhouette standing at the edge, a woman, shivering, holding something in her hands, barely breathing. Hana. She turned slowly. Her eyes were filled with fear, her face pale, her hands trembling. He stepped closer, trying to reach her, but she stepped back. Don't, Junha. Please stay away. His stomach twisted. What's going on? Why did you run? Who was that man? What are you hiding from me? Hana closed her eyes, tears spilling down her face. I didn't want you involved. I didn't want you hurt. Hurt by what? Hana swallowed hard. By the truth. Junha stared at her, terrified of the answer. Hana lifted the paper she was holding, the missing page from the email. She whispered, the man in that photo, he isn't who you think. He stepped closer, desperate. Hana looked into his eyes and finally said the words that shattered the world. He's my ex-husband. The night after everything fell apart, the city felt colder than usual. Rain washed the streets, but not the guilt, not the secrets, and definitely not the pain that had piled up for years. Inside her small apartment, Hana sat alone on the floor, her hands shaking as she replayed every memory, every lie, every moment she gave her heart to a man who never deserved it. The wedding photos now felt like silent witnesses to a crime. Across the city, Jisoo pacewalked in his dimly lit office, fighting the panic building in his chest. His betrayal, once hidden so perfectly, was now unraveling in front of his eyes. His affair, his stolen money, his manipulation, everything he buried so deeply was now rising to the surface. And he knew one thing: Hana was no longer the woman he could control. The visit that changes everything. Late at night, Jisoo couldn't take the silence anymore. He drove to Hana's apartment, his hands trembling over the steering wheel. He wanted to explain, to fix, to twist the truths again like he always did. But when Hana opened the door, the look in her eyes froze him. Not anger, Not sadness, just clarity. A clarity stronger than any revenge. She said nothing. He tried to speak. Hana, it's not what you think. She cut him off, her voice steady. I know everything, and you should start being afraid. For the first time in his life, Jisoo saw a version of her he didn't understand. She closed the door, and something inside him shattered. The secret files. The next day, Hana met with Yerin, the woman Jisoo was cheating with, the woman he thought he could use forever. But Yerin had her own reasons, her own scars, her own secrets. She finally gave Hana the files she had been collecting for months. Bank transfers, forged signatures, hidden accounts, recordings, screenshots, business dealings. Jisoo wanted to bury everything. Yerin whispered, I hated you once, but now we have the same enemy. For a moment, they both stood still. Two women once pitted against each other, now connected by the same wound. The war begins. Hana took the files straight to the legal office. The lawyer was stunned. This could put him away for years, he said. But Hana wasn't looking for prison. Not yet. She wanted something far deeper. She wanted the truth to destroy him the way his lies destroyed her. She wanted him to watch his own empire collapse. And she wanted him to know she was the one pulling every string. The breakdown of a man who once felt untouchable. Meanwhile, Jisoo's business partners began withdrawing. Investors started asking questions. Clients suddenly canceled deals without explanations. Rumors spread. Jisoo is being audited. He forged documents. He might be facing charges. He's losing control. His phone wouldn't stop buzzing. His assistant quit. His mother cried over the phone. His father refused to speak to him. And in his darkest moment, he realized everything he built was starting to fall apart. Brick by brick, lie by lie, and at the center of the storm was Hana. The confrontation. Days later, Hana agreed to meet Jisoo one last time. He arrived first, desperate, exhausted, broken. She walked in calm, elegant, and unbelievably composed. Hana, I made mistakes, he whispered. Mistakes don't last 7 years, she replied. He tried to reach for her hand. She pulled away. You played with my life, she said softly. But now, I'm rewriting the story. Jisoo finally asked the question that had been haunting him. Why are you doing this? Hana looked at him with a gaze he had never seen before. Because you taught me how powerful lies can be. Now I want you to see how powerful the truth is. She walked away before he could respond, and for the first time, Jisoo understood. He didn't just lose the woman he betrayed. He lost the woman he never truly knew. The rising of a new version of her. After leaving the cafe, Hana stepped outside into the cold air. Her hands were steady, her heart was calm. She wasn't seeking revenge for the sake of revenge anymore. She was seeking freedom. Her new life wasn't starting tomorrow. It wasn't starting next week. It started right there, as she took her first step away from a man who once controlled every breath she took. The past was still heavy, but her future finally looked bright. And this time, she was walking into it alone, stronger than ever, and ready for whatever destiny had been holding for her. The night after Yoonha's escape from the mansion feels unnaturally quiet, too quiet. The world outside keeps moving, cars driving, people laughing. But inside her chest, everything is shaking. For the first time in months, she is not someone's pawn. She is free. But freedom comes with fear, because now she knows something she cannot ignore. Ji-hoon isn't just lying. He's dangerous. Not dangerous in the way men usually are. No shouting, no violence, no threats. No, he is dangerous because he hides everything behind a calm voice, a gentle smile, a perfectly ironed suit, and a plan so cold it feels inhuman. Yoon-ha sits alone in the small rooftop apartment her friend Miso lent her. Her hands shake as she replays every moment with him. His warnings, his sudden kindness, his random disappearances, his locked drawer, his obsession with controlling the narrative, his fear of being exposed. For the first time, she begins to understand. He never loved her. He only loved the image of control she gave him. The call that shatters everything, her phone vibrates, a blocked number. She hesitates before answering. You left without saying goodbye. Ji-hoon's voice is unbearably calm. Yoon-ha's heart drops. Her fingers grip the phone tightly. Don't call me again, she whispers. You lied about everything. About us, about the company, about your past. There's a long silence, then a breath, soft, steady, terrifying. You're angry, he says, but once you calm down, you'll realize you need me. Yoon-ha ends the call with shaking hands, but she knows now. He will not let her go easily. The folder of truths. The next morning, Miso returns with a USB drive and a terrified expression on her face. I found something, she says, about Ji-hoon, about why he married you, about the company. Yoon-ha steps back, scared to even breathe. Inside the USB is a series of documents, secret acquisitions, hidden accounts, contracts signed under Yoon-ha's name, a marriage registry date changed, a psychological evaluation of Ji-hoon, a file labeled Operation Clean Exit. The last file breaks her. It details a staged divorce plan, losing Yoon-ha's rights, shutting her out of the company, and pinning financial crimes on her. He was planning to ruin her, not emotionally, not romantically, legally, financially, forever. She collapses onto the cold floor, breathless. Her entire relationship was a calculated operation. The confrontation, the end of the mask. 3 days later, she finds the courage to face him, not at the mansion, not at the hotel, but in the most symbolic place possible, the company boardroom. Ji-hoon is already there, leaning back in his chair, legs crossed, wearing that same smile that once comforted her. Yoon-ha, he says softly, as if welcoming a lover back home. But she doesn't sit. She throws the USB onto the table. Stop lying, she says. Stop pretending. I know everything. He doesn't blink. He doesn't panic. He just smiles. Good, he says. Then we can finally talk honestly. Her heart pounds. She expected denial, excuses, fake apologies. But this calm acceptance is far more terrifying. Why? She whispers. Why did you do this to me? Ji-hoon stands up and walks toward her slowly. You were perfect, he says. You trusted me. You followed the plan. You made everything easy. Her voice breaks. I loved you. He stops. For the first time, the smile fades. That wasn't part of the plan, he says quietly, and it complicates things. The break of the mask. Suddenly, the door bursts open. Miso enters with security footage, backup files, and evidence gathered with the help of Mr. Han, the only board member who actually liked Yoon-ha. On the screen plays a video. Ji-hoon rehearsing his proposal with a lawyer. Ji-hoon telling the board she will be useful. Ji-hoon planning how to remove her after the merger. Yoon-ha breaks. The board murmurs in disbelief. Some stand in shock. Some gasp. Ji-hoon's face hardens. The first real crack in his mask. He tries to reach Yoon-ha, but security holds him back. Yoon-ha, he says, voice trembling for the first time. "Listen to me." "No," she says. "No more plans. No more lies. No more excuses. You don't get to control the ending." Her voice is steady now, strong, alive. The final fall. The company suspends him. His accounts are frozen. The police begin an investigation. But the part that breaks him isn't losing his career. It's losing her. He stands alone in the dark parking lot as she walks past him with her suitcase. "You really won't come back?" he whispers. Yoonha stops, but doesn't turn around. "You never loved me," she says. "You only loved the idea of owning me." And she leaves him there, a man who once controlled everyone, now powerless for the first time. Ji-hoon slowly sinks to his knees. For the first time, he cries, not out of guilt, not out of regret, but because the one person he couldn't manipulate was the only person he ever truly wanted. The close of a broken story. Yoonha moves to a new apartment. She begins working for a different company. She grows, heals, smiles again. But every now and then, when she walks past a luxury wedding venue, she remembers, a love built on lies will always collapse. And sometimes, the hardest revenge is simply walking away, walking away, walking away.